how important is it for you to give back to your community, to where you grew up, and to remember your roots?
For me, it was kind of natural. It's something that just grew organically. When I was here, I realized that a lot of, there are a lot of things here that sometimes we take for granted. Even having school supplies that you can buy at at very minimum cost, or shoes that you can buy a pair of shoes for very little, or someone can give you a pair of shoes. And thinking back in my hometown, there are so many kids there that the standard of living is a lot different than in the U.S. So one of the things that I decided to do is that it was just to help out, do the very minimum. So a lot of my friends that have shoes here or have kids with shoes, I asked them if they could, maybe give me their old, used shoes, a pair of sneakers or whatever, and to just send back home. And then my parents, they kind of help out with getting some school supplies, and my brothers, they all help out as well. Eventually, I think with the foundation, it's still kind of like a very basic level. I'm not doing anything too fancy with the academic programs yet. Eventually, I think that's the route that I would like to take. But for now, one of the things that I really found that was important when I was growing up was to make the connection between sports slash athletics and academics. I think when you're able to kind of put the two together, and you learn the hard work discipline from one, and then you can kind of think about think about the other side, in academics, how hard work, discipline, and all that translates into success. You find that there's a formula that you can use for both. So I wanted to give back by providing shoes, sneakers, where kids who didn't have access or opportunity to train would be able to have a pair of shoes to train. Because oftentimes when there is money to buy a pair of shoes, they're probably going to buy shoes to go to school, not shoes to go running. And there are a lot of kids there in Cape Verde that they run barefoot because they just don't have shoes, or even adults too that don't have shoes, so they won't do any running at all. So I wanted to kind of give back, and we were able to find a way in which we basically we do it very old school. We stash a lot of shoes into market basket bags, and we clean them up. We put them in barrels. We send them back home. It costs us just to send a barrel back home costs us about $135 or so, but we can send about 55 pair of shoes each time. And then back home in Cape Verde, I have other members of the organization, the foundation. And because I am a foundation in Cape Verde, it's easier once the shoes get there for them to get them from the ships, and they don't have to pay extra, taxes and things like that. And the individuals that I have there, they are teachers. They're actually phys ed teachers at the high school level. So they know all the kids. They know who's in need of what, or whether school materials or running shoes.